20 seconds. Running water. Soap. Today, modern cleanliness often begins with a small countdown at a sink. You turn on clean water, rub soap between your hands, make foam, reach between fingers, rinse, dry, and return to life as if this is normal. A bar of soap sits in the bathroom. Liquid soap waits beside the sink. Body wash sits in the shower. Hand sanitizer waits in a bottle. Towels are clean. Water is controlled. Dirt can disappear in less than a minute. Modern life makes washing feel simple. If your hands touch mud, you wash them. If your skin feels sweaty, you shower. If food sticks to your fingers, soap removes it. If something smells wrong, soap and water can make the body feel reset. But this routine is not how most humans lived. For most of human history, there was no modern soap, no bathroom sink, no shower, no body wash, no hand sanitizer, no clean tiled room, no germ theory, no bottle telling you how to clean your hands, no daily product designed to make oil, sweat, dirt, and invisible danger easier to remove. There was only the body, and the world touching each other again and again. Skin touched soil, hands touched food, feet touched mud, smoke covered hair, sweat dried on the body, ash settled on skin, insects landed, rain washed some things away, river water carried some things off. Leaves, sand, clay, plants, and fire became part of daily life. And this was not only about smell. Before modern soap, dirt was not just something that looked bad. It could stick to skin. It could mix with sweat. It could sit near small cuts. It could travel from hands to food. It could follow people back into camp. Ancient humans did not understand germs the way we do today. But they did not need microscopes to notice patterns. Bad smells, dirty hands, irritated skin, biting insects, water that felt wrong, small wounds that got worse, places that became uncomfortable after people stayed too long. So the real question is not whether ancient humans were perfectly clean. They were not. The real question is more practical. How did ancient humans survive before soap made cleaning the body easier? The body was the first surface. Before soap, before sinks, before showers, the skin met the world directly. Hands touched meat, roots, stones, tools, animal hides, wood, water, soil, ash, insects, and other people. A single pair of hands could move from gathering food, to carrying water, to touching a child, to eating beside the fire. That made the skin important. Skin is a barrier, but it is not magic. It can protect the body from many things, but it can also crack, scrape, itch, burn, and break. A tiny cut on the hand or foot could become a problem if dirt, insects, or dirty water stayed near it for too long. In the modern world, soap helps break apart oils and remove material from the skin. It makes dirt, sweat, grease, and invisible risks easier to wash away. Ancient humans did not have that daily tool. So the problem was not only how to smell better, the problem was how to keep the body useful. Hands had to stay useful enough to gather food. Feet had to stay useful enough to walk. Skin had to stay healthy enough to move, carry, sleep, hunt, and hold tools. If the body became irritated, infected, bitten, or weakened, survival became harder. Camp life added another challenge. People cooked near fire. Smoke entered hair and clothing. Ash fell on skin. Food scraps attracted insects. Mud stuck to feet. Sweat dried after walking. Animal hides carried smells. Wet ground made the body feel uncomfortable. Children played near dirt. Adults touched tools, food, water, and each other. Nothing stayed separate for long. Without soap, everything depended on attention. Which water was safer to use? Which place was too muddy? Which insects gathered near old food? Which skin irritation needed cleaning? Which smell meant smoke, sweat, animals, food, or something worse? Which camp area had become uncomfortable? Ancient life was not sterile. But sterile is not the same as survivable. The goal was not to remove every invisible threat. The goal was to keep danger low enough that the body could keep working. The first answer was water. Not perfect water, not always clean water, but moving water could carry things away. A stream, rain, a river edge, or wet hands could remove mud, sweat, loose dirt, food particles, ash, and some of what stuck to the skin. Water did not need to understand germs to be useful. It could rinse. But rinsing alone was not always enough. So the second answer was friction. Before soap, the body could still be rubbed. Hands could scrub hands, sand could scrape, smooth stones could help remove mud. Certain clays or soils could absorb oil and moisture. Plant fibers, leaves, bark, and grasses could wipe the skin. A person could clean by rubbing the body with what the landscape offered. This was not modern washing, but it was not nothing. A dirty hand rubbed with water and sand was different from a dirty hand ignored completely. A muddy foot rinsed in a stream was different from mud left to dry and crack the skin. A small wound cleaned of visible dirt was different from a wound packed with soil and insects. Fire helped too. Ash was part of camp life. It settled on skin, tools, hides, and food areas. But ash could also be used as a rough cleaning material. Mixed with water or rubbed dry, it may have helped remove grease, smell, and surface dirt in some situations. Smoke mattered in another way. Living near fire meant hair, skin, and hides could smell of smoke. That was not the same as being clean. But smoke could change body odor, dry materials, and sometimes make insects less interested in people or sleeping places. Plants also mattered. Some plants smell strong, some leaves are rough, some fibers can wipe. Some herbs or aromatic plants may have been used because they made the body, hands, bedding, or camp area feel better. But this would have depended on place, season, knowledge, and available plants. There was no single ancient soap substitute. Different groups had different environments. A river group had more water than a desert group. A forest group had different leaves and fibers than a grassland group. A cold climate group faced different washing problems than a hot, humid group. Some people could wash often, some could not. So ancient cleanliness was practical. Rinse when water was available, scrub when something stuck. Use sand, ash, plants, or fibers when they helped. Keep hands away from food when they looked wrong. Avoid bad water when possible. Watch insects, protect small cuts. Move away from places that became too dirty. The body did not need to be sterile, it needed to stay useful. Much later, humans learned to make cleaning materials that were closer to soap. Some of the earliest evidence for soap-like material is associated with Babylon around 2800 BC. Fat and ash could be combined into something useful for cleaning. Not modern bathroom soap, not scented body wash, not a bright bottle beside a sink. But an important step toward understanding that certain materials could help break down grease, dirt, and residue on the body or on objects. That matters because soap is not magic, it is chemistry made useful. Modern soap helps water do a job that water alone cannot always do well. It helps lift oil from skin. It helps loosen material that sticks to hands. It helps move dirt, sweat, grease, and invisible risks away from the body more easily. But deep prehistory was much longer than the history of soap. For a huge part of human existence, survival had to happen without a bar of soap, without a sink, without a shower, without hand sanitizer, and without any theory of germs. Ancient humans survived because cleaning did not begin with soap. It began with noticing. Noticing which water felt safer. Noticing when hands looked wrong before eating. Noticing when a wound needed attention. Noticing when insects gathered. Noticing when a camp smelled bad. Noticing when mud, sweat, ash, food, or old waste made the body or place uncomfortable. They used what they had. Water, friction, sand, ash, smoke, leaves, fibers, plants, distance, fire, movement. Memory. None of this made life clean in the modern sense. Ancient people were not sterile. Their camps were not sterile. Their skin was not protected by modern hygiene products. But survival does not always require perfect cleanliness. It requires enough separation between the body and danger for life to continue. That is what soap makes easier today. A small object in your bathroom helps create a boundary between your skin and the world, between hands and food, between sweat and irritation, between dirt and wounds, between visible mess and invisible risk. So how did ancient humans survive without soap? Not perfectly, not comfortably, not with one universal method. They survived by rinsing, rubbing, watching, avoiding, moving, using the landscape, and paying attention to what made the body unsafe. Modern soap did not invent cleanliness. It made one of humanity's oldest survival problems easier to control.